In this video, we will show you how to create complex report with Crystal Report in Visual Studio with visualbasic.net. In here, make sure you already install Visual Studio. I'm already installed Visual Studio here. And the number second, you need to install also Crystal Reports for Visual Studio. I'm using Crystal Report for Visual Studio 2019 because I'm using Visual Studio 2019. And the second, you need to install also MySQL connector and MySQL for Visual Studio 2019. Okay, you can download these two and also Visual Studio, the link on pinned comments. Okay, first we need to install Crystal Report. I will extract this. After that, let's open the folder and double click in Crystal Report. We will divide this video into several parts because using Crystal Report, we can create complex reports. So if created in just one video, it takes too long. In here, click OK. Okay, the Crystal Report for Visual Studio 2019 is still free, so you can using this version and also Visual Studio version to create a report without paying. Now you can install also 64-bit runtime. This is important. Now Crystal Report has been installed. The next, we need to install the MySQL. Okay, we can extract first. I will extract the MySQL and MySQL connector first. We can just select complete and click install. And the number second is MySQL for Visual Studio. Make sure you install all of this. Then click finish. And after that, we can open our Visual Studio 2019. Let's create new project. Let's select the project type in desktop. Platform is Windows. And language is using Visual Basic. And select Windows Form application. Okay. Scroll down to make sure you choose the right. Okay, there is just this on Windows Form. Okay, just click next. Complex report, for example, and click create. To make sure the installation is completed, first you can go to your project and right click and select add reference to make sure MySQL has been installed. Just type MySQL. Okay, is if not found, you can select COM components and please scroll down and try to select MySQL here. Still not finding there. For share project solution framework, we type also MySQL, and for Crystal Report you can see there has been installed successfully. So because in the before, if we try to install this MySQL connector, you can see okay, when we click complete, you can see a later version of MySQL connector is already installed. So setup will now exit. So we need to uninstall this first. We need to go to control panel. Let's see MySQL connector because it's not compatible with our Visual Studio 2019. MySQL connector, this is okay. So we need to uninstall this. I want to uninstall this because it's not compatible with Visual Studio 2019. So we need to reinstall this. Make sure all of this is installed with the right version. Okay, we can click finish now. Now reopen our Visual Studio and select our last project. Like before, we can right click in the complex report here and select add reference and try to find MySQL. Okay, or fast we can type here. Okay, now our MySQL has been installed successfully. Okay, and for the crystal report, if you type also, okay, the crystal report also installed successfully. So make sure you have the right version. Now after like this, we need to input MySQL. Okay, MySQL.data here. Just tick this and click OK, and you will see MySQL reference in here. Okay, on your project we'll have MySQL.data here. The number second is we need to install phpMyAdmin. Okay, you can using some. I already installed some control panel, and we can click start. There are many tutorials how you can install same control panel, and you need to create the database. Okay, phpMyAdmin for localhost. You can just open like this. Now you can create a database. For example, database name is VD report, like this, and click create. Now for our table, because we need just dummy data, in the previous tutorial we also show you how you can create dummy data for your MySQL or for your SQL using Makaru.com. Okay, using like this, we also need some field like number. Okay, for example, this is total, and we need to type this is number, or career, so this is number. Okay, and we can select this format to SQL and select the rows. Only 100 is enough, and the table name is data, for example, like this, data TV, for example, and select include create table, and now click generate data. Okay, and we need to save in our desktop, and datatb.sql has been created with 100 rows, and we can click import here. Let's see it's work or not, and import our data and click import. This data we will use as our report, and click our datatb here, and you can see here now we have dummy data for 100 rows. Okay, okay, you got it. Now you can also create primary key for this ID if you want. You can just click structure and make this is primary. Oh, I'm sorry, like this. Just click the primary, so you can edit directly your MySQL via here. Okay, and after that, in here we back to our Visual Studio, and the number second, we need to add crystal reports on our form. Okay, just click done show this message again. Just select crystal report viewer. Okay, after like this, we can make our form bigger. for this crystal report. After that, you can right click on your complex reports and select add, select new item here. And in here, we need to adding dataset. Just select dataset. Okay, I will give the name dataset WD like this. This is will connect to our MySQL. Okay, if you have the update after you add the dataset, you can just click the update button. Okay, then after that, we can using the data source. Okay, we can right click in here and configure data source with wizard. Okay, we can click new connection string and select the server name is localhost and password is or username is root and password is blank. This is the default bring by MySQL on some control panel. Database name we can try to select and select WD report. Before you click OK, just select test connection. If test connection succeeded, you can click OK and click next. And in here, you can just select table. Okay, you can see this is the table and your field here and click finish. And automatically your data will edit here. Okay, now go to your form again. In here, you can double click in your border here to go to your code. Okay, then we already prepare for you. Okay, this is the code. Okay, you can download the project, also the code. Okay, this is the full code to showing our table or database into the crystal report. Just type imports mysql.data.mysql client. Okay, before the public class, type in here. Okay, because we already add the reference for mysql.data, this is will work. And the form load. Okay, the form load, we can just select this for the form load. Okay, until here like this. Now we need to select the public class from declare here. Okay, we need just here. Okay, this is the button, don't confuse with this. Okay, just put after public class form. Now make sure your server is right, username is root, password is, and database name not this, because we already created with WD report here. WD report. Okay, now this is your crystal report name. Okay, don't confuse with this. We can just select here your report and add and select new item and type crystal report. Okay, the crystal report on the reporting tab, you can select here and type crystal report WD for example and click add. And using the report wizard, we can just click OK and select our project data. In here you can see our data DB is in here. Just click this, click next and add all field, click next again, grouped by no, we just click next, filter no, and click finish. And this is our report designer. And back to our code. Okay, for our code, okay, maybe Visual Studio need a refresh. Okay, if you can double click and right click, click in here. Okay, this is need to be a refresh. We can just click save and reopen our Visual Studio. This is sometimes happen with new components edit, so don't be confused. Okay, and double click again on your report now, and dim report as new. Make sure as new is this name, Crystal Report WT. Okay, like this. This is done. This is done. Okay, and this is your table. Your table is in here, data TB. So you need to change this to data TB. Also this data TB. Now we can click start. Okay, we can click start. In the next video, after this report is successfully, you can see here. You can click next. We need to add some details on our report here. We will click, or we will add the header, the title for this report, also summarize, and maybe group, and we need to styling our report in the next video of the part 2. Okay, and that's all, the part 1, how to create complex report using Visual Studio, Visual Basic, and Crystal Report. Hope this video helpful for you.